Alright, hello YouTube. Last Friday we got my little dog, we got her spayed, and she's been having some little complications here and there, like a little bit of drainage and whatnot. We've been in contact with the vet, and it's also been a little bit difficult keeping her sedated. We've been giving her quite a bit of the meds that they gave her to give us, and she's actually now finally asleep in there, thank God, because she's been running around like crazy. So I actually didn't sleep last night. I was up with her all night. She kept moving around, kept having issues, and which actually prompted us to call the vet this morning. And they're gonna see her tomorrow at 1:30. We sent them pictures of her incision and different things like that, and they're comfortable waiting, so I guess we are too. But I haven't been doing much today because, like I said, I didn't sleep, and motorcycle just went by. But yeah, like I said, I haven't been doing much today. I figured I'd make a video. The purpose of this video, I just wanted to do something quick on some more of the tools that my son and I use. You see, we have an incredibly cheap, I think I paid $10–15 for this combination square at a place called Ocean State Job Lot. And I was using this and it wasn't giving me a square line, so I actually ended up taking the whole thing apart, and this little knob comes all the way out, and there's a little piece of metal that rides in this groove. And when I took it out, I found, oh, that's not square. So I squared it up with a just a sanding disc, a 60 grit, one of the ones that's too worn out to put on the sander, but I keep them for doing stuff like this. Just got it in there, squared it up, and now it's perfectly square. And I was actually gonna buy an Empire combination square, because the reason I've been using this, if you look, this is significantly longer than the speed square. And the reason I need that is a lot of what we've been building as far as picnic tables and Adirondack chairs, we use a lot of 2x8 stock. And this is just a hair too short. This, honestly, I prefer a speed square. I think they're more useful. I think they're more easy to use. The fact that they have the protractor on them is fantastic. I like speed squares. I prefer speed squares. And I've got a big, I think a 12-inch plastic one, but that's too big. And I've found that all I'm really doing as far as a cut that I need to mark on this kind of stock is either a 90-degree cut or a pre-established angle that comes off of a template anyway. So I have been using this more than I have been using this, and that's something that I wanted to try to do to make myself more familiar with different types of tools and different types of equipment. And this is stuff that when I was still on the ambulance, I went through a phase where I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a manic phase. Maybe it was God guiding me. I don't know. Maybe it was God guiding me through a manic phase. I don't know. But I just bought a ton of woodworking stuff. I mean, stuff that I had, some of it I still don't know how to use. And one of the things that I ended up buying and always wanted to do more with was a combination square. It's a useful tool, and it gives me the length that I need. And you can see there's a little level on it too there that, I mean, take that for what it's worth. It's not the most useful level in the world, but I found it's a good little tool, especially obviously now that it's square. It's long enough that I can get the marks that I need on the boards. And if I ever need to transfer a measurement, all I really need to do is loosen up this wheel, and you can see, say I'm doing the seat cut on an Adirondack chair, and that's not what it is. I'd have to set it for, well, I could set it right now, and I'll show you. Just set it, right, like that. Right there. That's the depth for the Adirondack chair seat cut. Just to accept a 2x4, it'll make that, and I can check it. I can go along and I can check it. I don't need to, because I cut it off of a template, and 98% of the time it comes out okay. It also allows you to do 45-degree angle like that. You mark along that, and that gives you a 45. The same way, this is the 45-degree leg of the speed square, and this is the 90-degree leg of the speed square. They're both, they both have a lot of overlap, and you can do a lot of the same things with both of them, but as you can see, this one moves, and you can do a little bit that you can't do with that. This is more of a production tool. Like, I would never use this. Some people do, but I never would, because it wouldn't work in that way for me. I would never use this for carpentry, for building, for construction, for building the tool sheds. It's not useful in that way for me. The speed square, on the other hand, guy just drove by, a local guy who wants to buy some chairs from me, just beeped and waved, so that's what that was. But the speed square, this is more useful in a production environment where you don't have to worry about bumping this thing around. You don't have to worry about this going out of square, because it can't. This has little things, like I said, it has the little adjustment wheel in there that I had to square up with sandpaper. And this has moving parts. Things can go wrong on it. But I've been trying to make myself use it, trying to get familiar and get comfortable with it, so that it's something that, I can use. It's another tool that I have that I can use. Obviously, I'm always going to pretty much prefer the speed square, but this is nice for doing the different things. Like I said, it's long enough, and I'm going to show you something that's kind of cool. Hang on. I'm going to show you something that's kind of cool on my tool belt that is specifically for this, and it's nice because I don't have to keep the speed square on it anymore, and I can just keep screws. Ooh, there's the sun. It's not even that sunny. It's actually kind of cloudy, but you can see here there's some chairs that my son and I made. They're either going to be picked up today, or at some point in the future, the woman's either going to get here today with her husband and pick them up, or they're going to wait until after they go away for the weekend. But, so this, I've done too many videos on this, I know, this tool belt, but this has a spot on it that is specifically for a combination square. If you look, it's a little sheath right on the side, and that fits in there nice and simple like that. And I tell you what, it's nice, it's out of the way. Normally I was keeping the speed square in here, but now I can keep a bunch of more screws in there, and I can these can be dedicated for screws, which is very nice. Couple of different things. I keep the chisel and the little block plane that I showed you the last time. I keep those in there now, because we're doing more chairs than picnic tables, which I like the picnic tables. I like doing the chairs, and I'm not complaining. But I like doing the picnic tables. They're nice. They're quick. The hardest part of the Adirondack chairs is we cut everything out. We don't have, well, we do have a bandsaw, but it's not powerful enough. It's like a little hobby one that I bought years ago in that big, oh, I have to buy all this stuff. We cut everything for the Adirondack chairs with that jigsaw, which is a Harbor Freight Bauer. Last week, the one that we ordered off the internet burnt out, like it literally started smoking. So I had to drive to Dayville, Connecticut, and try to exchange it. They didn't have it in stock, so then I had to drive to Worcester, Mass. That was not fun. It's a good jigsaw, but I'm sure I'm asking a lot of it, going through 2x4s and stuff like that. This is an older Craftsman. This is really only good for doing stuff out of 1x stock. Ideally, we do need to buy a heavy-duty bandsaw and a spindle sander to keep this on a production basis, to get this on a production basis. But, you know, this is what we got for now. This is what we're doing for now, and we're going to see where it goes. I hope this video was interesting to you. It was just kind of random and a bunch of different stuff, but I'm actually probably going to go take a nap because, like I said, I've been up all night, and I'm probably going to have another rough night tonight. Tomorrow, my son and I are going to be doing the brakes, the entire back brakes on my wife's car. We're going to put two new rotors, a rotor on either side, a set of pads on either side, and a caliper on the passenger side rear, because that's the one that's been hanging up. It's going to be good for my son to see and to learn from. But, yeah, that's about it today. Like I said, I'm just kind of taking a day to keep an eye on the dog and make sure everything's going all right. And, yeah. So, like I said, it was a random video. I apologize if it's not interesting. I hope that if you watched it, you enjoyed it. And I hope that wherever you are, you're comfortable and God is with you. Thank you.